This is CIVITAS. Where will you be for the revolution?
Crazy day, crazy.
All right, homies, we're out here. And while we wait for the guests to pop in, all right, I just want us to go over what we got on body today, baby. What are we rocking today? Hit me up, Joel. What you got on, baby?
Brazil.
Woo!
I'm not at
That's
home
heat.
right now. I have a big collection of jerseys, but I brought some, nostalgic ones with me. Faraz actually bought me this one for my birthday a couple years ago, so appreciate you. But just in honor of the World Cup,
That's real shit.
Tickets coming out today. Whether you're actually planning to go or not, it's just fun to look at that stuff. So I mean, we're just looking at game combinations and stuff. But yeah, I don't think Brazil are going to win it because I got to give it to my Belgian boys. It's the last golden chance. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking today. Hold on, I got to hit him with the.
That's spicy right there. That's football heritage right there.
Faraz, what you got?
Oh, yeah, Faraz.
Orange in your bag.
You got a nice gray T-shirt.
Okay. Funny enough, Joel also got me this one.
I did.
Exchange.
Damn, you guys should kiss, bro.
I know.
1980.
I know.
1980.
That's fire. That's fire. Other than the fact that he's an enemy of our club, but that's fire.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay. He's good. He's
okay.
a box-to-box midfielder.
He's goated. He is goated. That's for sure. Hold on, boys. I'm just trying to send people the link here. And you know what I got on? Inter is playing Empoli today. You know how we rolling.
That's why we were approximately 10 minutes off schedule, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's why. And I got the home jersey on. You know how we rocking with the snake skin. Club is dripping out. Appreciate you, Suning. Appreciate you, Nike. Ben, what you got on, bro? You looking cute over there. Is that some Uniqlo? What you got on?
We not wearing a jersey until CIVITAS FC releases theirs.
Nah, bro. You're wilding for that, bro. That's a hard stance, bro. That's a hard stance.
Is.
I love
Ben's
it.
Ben's just a broke boy. Doesn't have any jerseys. I'll get you a jersey for your birthday, Ben. It's coming up. Don't worry.
Oh, that's crazy. You know what that reminds me of? There was this commander back in the day. I believe it was Turkish. I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me. But what he did was when his troops landed, he burned all their ships so they couldn't turn back. And that's what Ben's doing. He said, I'm burning all my jerseys. Until we get a CIVITAS jersey, I'm not touching another jersey. He is willing himself to excellence.
Commendable.
And that's something we should all stand up for. That's a beautiful thing. That's
very commendable.
Right. Now listen, all right? It's a lot harder to find this link and tweet it out than I thought it was. So I want to apologize to the people that watch this later on. They're thinking they were going to be on here live tonight because maybe you won't be. I'm still working on it, but maybe you won't be. All right? No, but the whole thing, let me give you guys a background. Apparently, YouTube doesn't let you go live on a new account until you ask for 24-hour clearance. I don't know why these guys are acting like this. This is not the fucking TSA. I don't know why they're going so crazy. But it is what it is. We're going to make do with what we have, ladies and gentlemen, despite the technical difficulties. And, we want to stick with a theme here. We want this to be broken up into segments. So just like last time, we're going to start out with a few CIVITAS updates. We're going to end out with what's to look forward to at CIVITAS. But Ben, there's some positions that we're looking to fill. If you want to talk about that a bit and just where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned in our first episode, what we're trying to do is we're really trying to create a media powerhouse. We're trying to release as much content as possible and spread the mission of what we're trying to do. So we're really trying to bring people on that, have any stories they want to share within the football world. We want to bring on people that can connect us with people in the crypto space so that we can help educate those who aren't that familiar with what's going on in the crypto world. We want to talk about how DAOs are structured, how we want to structure our DAO. And so there's a lot of different roles like that we want to fill, a lot of community positions that we want to fill as well within the Discord to continue to promote interaction within the Discord because, as we mentioned before, we're essentially kind of creating a funnel of getting people to understand our mission, understand what we're trying to do outside of our Discord, so all over social media, and then funnel them into the Discord where we can actually make specific decisions and continue moving forward in terms of the direction we want to take CIVITAS FC. So that's one thing we want to note. Myself and Adrian had a great discussion earlier today with a founder of a big NFT community, which gave us a lot of insight into, things we have to work on in order to build our community. Again, we're super early on. We're just a few weeks into this process. And so we're really trying to find the best way in order to bring more people into this community to see exactly what we're trying to do. And again, do what we're doing here by creating content, spreading the word, and taking it from there.
Can you give us a little sneak peek on what they, like a point that they mentioned? Because that's really interesting that you guys did that.
Yeah, let the people know.
For sure. So I think one thing is for us as kind of leaders of this organization, the early members, we really have to kind of direct the way we're going about things, right? So early on, before we even have NFTs, because NFTs and the tokens are actually going to be what allows people to vote on. And so, of course, we're going to be able to bring people on and vote as a community, but we still need to kind of generate the direction we want to take this. So by discussing different implementations of actually owning a team and how we want to go about that, how we want to structure that, we really got to put in the legwork. And again, as more people see the legwork that we do for that, the more they would want to join and the more they're going to align with exactly what we're doing. So we really got to drive that forward. And again, we're laying this all out into the public, exactly what we're doing. And so again, it's really on us to figure that out, talk with the right people and see what direction we want to take this thing. But, as I mentioned before, this is really open-ended right now. So we got to start kind of just doing more research, putting out more content, driving more people, and implementing little things that people can vote on. But the overarching mission and like the overarching idea, concept of what we're trying to do, we ourselves, like this small group, has to really drive forward.
110%. And, we're not skipping leg day, ladies and gentlemen. We're putting in that legwork. We are out here. And it's only going to get better and better. And like Ben said, everything's transparent. We're doing everything publicly. There's no secrets. And every single one of you early members, this is a chance to really contribute, really get your name out there and, step up as a leader of the organization. And that's huge. And, and guys, look forward to us also having some of these conversations publicly too. Like we're going to have guests on later. And they're really going to be crypto experts and people that are prominent in the industry that are going to be spreading some knowledge on here. So look forward to that. These first few episodes, we want to really just get to know you guys. We want you to get to know the cast, our opinions, our biases. All right. A little interlove. You saw me pulling up 2 back-to-back days. Right. Jaka. Anyway, we're out here. That's point case period. And it's only going to get better from here.
But I think like you said, I think a key thing is that for everyone to kind of feel like they have a voice at the beginning, and whether that's I feel like we're really kind of open in the community, but also help feeding them along by giving them little things to vote on, little things to interact with. For example, we're going to touch on it at the end, but if you haven't yet, make sure you're recording all your tasks that you're fulfilling in the demonstration, so you get those coins. I'm doing it all the time, trying to bankroll those coins, so I'm a millionaire later in life. But yeah, so I think it's key for sure to kind of just keep that community aspect together.
I already owe you 5 tokens for our bet last week.
You do. Oh,
that's crazy. All right, tokens are already being exchanged out here.
Yeah, Joel, that's a great point as well. I mean, anybody that sees this and wants to play a more significant role in what we're trying to do, they can come to us. Message us. Say how you want to contribute, and you can be there. You know what I mean? Like we're not trying to close off anybody. We just want people that deserve, to get what they want, to actually put in the work and
Mhm.
contribute in the way they can. And that's why we have all these different roles now that we want to fill. Again, there's so much things we need to do on just promoting our mission, spreading it out there, creating more content, because
Yeah.
that's how we're going to grow this community. And again, a lot of it's going to go into being active in the Discord as well, and promoting that active community, getting more interaction in there. So there's a lot of stuff to work on, and we just need to be more consistent with everything we're doing. Again, like this NFT project that we talked with, they started out very, very slow, and what they realized was that they needed to kind of come up with a better marketing strategy in terms of putting out so much more content, reaching out to different channels. And so the more people we have that can do that on an everyday basis and be more consistent with it, then that's how we're going to grow.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's really what it is. And then just to touch on this, everybody is an expert at something, and everybody's passionate about something. You don't have to be the most well-versed in crypto. If you're good at web design, we could use you. If you're good at, if this is your passion, for example, making podcasts, there's always room to do something that you love in this field. And all you have to do is talk to us, and also take a look at the board. We're going to post, what roles we're looking to fill. So it's really wide open, and you really get what you put into it. And one day down the line, this is a beautiful thing to put on your CV as well. Designing a website for this type of, early on DAO, that's crazy. That's literally insane. So reach out to us. Don't be shy. We would love to integrate everybody into the community however they want. All righty. You know what it is? It is time for a crypto chat, baby. For Oz, run us a story, bro. Run us a story.
What we got cooking?
So I think it's very harmonious after the story and the news that Ben just broke after our communication with an NFT organization, that we bring up the story of WAGMI or WAGMI United and their recent takeover of Bradford FC or AFC. Now, WAGMI United is a amalgamation of really random individuals, whether that's Daryl Morey, who is a GM of the 76ers, former GM of the Houston Rockets. Let's go H-Town. In addition to a derivatives trader and a sports gambling icon, and Bryce Hall, who is a TikTok social media person. Now, these people came together with a purpose to purchase Bradford AFC, or any English soccer club they can get their hands on. The reason they chose Bradford was because there is a contingency of fans within that team that are unhappy with the current ownership. And current ownership is a German businessman called Stephen Rupp. Due to COVID, he hasn't really been in the community or at the games, and hasn't been super involved. And some of the portion of the fans are really upset with that, and as a result, really took on the takeover as a positive thing. However, another group of fans, they completely disregard the takeover because of who is behind it. A bunch of people that are really not soccer people. They're not into the sport. They have no background into this. They don't even have any passion towards this. So it's met with controversy. Now, what's interesting about the whole story and their takeover, or their proposed takeover, was what they were trying to do. They have a business model where they wanted to sell a bunch of NFTs to raise revenue and to ultimately invest that revenue within the club. Now, they don't specify how they were going to invest it or who they were going to bring on to invest that money. I think it was just going to be based more of an analytical structure, because the people who are behind this made their mark within analytics. And you can compare the business model to something we have similar with the Green Bay Packers in the NFL. By selling NFTs equate to essentially a membership to the team. You have no ownership stake. You have no decision-making role within the club, but rather just a gain of intellectual property.
Yeah, that if I can chime in, that's interesting. It's unique in that, I guess by providing these NFTs, for the community, you get a sense of ownership, even though it's not really ownership that, 10, 20 years ago, you would have never had regardless, with your club. But, reading the story and how, into the space it is, it still shows that contrast to what we're trying to do, which is really giving ownership back to the people that are invested in this, that want to be literally investing in the project, that want to be making those decisions. So while these NFTs, maybe it's pegged to the value of the club and they can increase in price based on how profitable the club is and everything, you're still not getting that direct, ownership feeling, that direct impact that, you would do with Civitas, for example. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. And again, we're so early in terms of just discussing like the regulations aspect of all this, right? So I understand the way they're trying to go, because it's this more tight knit ownership group, like with these higher up personalities, these famous people who are really pulling in this money to buy this club, and then selling the NFTs after. So in terms of trying to go around the current regulations, it makes sense. But again, like what you mentioned, Joel, it's not really giving the rest of the people, the actual fans of the club, any type of ownership. Like, yes, they can own these NFTs, and yes, they do have value for specific things, and they can be used for different utility purposes. But with those NFTs, like, they don't have any strategy in place, again, to have owners of the NFTs have a say in kind of the direction of the club or anything like that. And again, like, we're so early with this. Other DAOs that are thinking about this, I might have mentioned in episode 1 with Crosshouse, what they're trying to do with purchasing a team in the NBA. So they're doing a lot of work currently, talking about, trying to figure out this regulation aspect of what they can do versus what they can't. And so there's a lot of constant change within the space of what's allowed, what's not. And I think for us, for Civitas, what's amazing is that we currently have the possibility of purchasing a team anywhere, right? So we can kind of go around those regulations.
Watch out, Honduras.
Looking at you. Moldova, Sheriff
Yeah.
FC, Champions League heritage, Real Madrid in the mud. What's going on, Sheriff FC? How you doing, baby?
The reason they put NFTs, though, is two reasons, right? So they're trying to allow fans to either have an involvement with the club by having an NFT, so you have some sort of stake within your club, or secondly, as an investment strategy. Now, who knows how much value those NFTs are going to gain over time, but that's primarily the two reasons why they have those two things.
Yeah, guys, I just want to throw out there, I was able to get the link up. We are live. All right, we are live right now. So the world is welcome to enter to ask us questions. I don't think there's anybody here. Hi, Mom.
Another interesting thing about this whole situation is how the media is covering it. So the main story broke in the United States on the Washington Post, and it covered the whole story in a very positive fashion, about how crypto is being involved, and it brought up certain examples of crypto in the sports space, particularly, recently the Staples Center in Los Angeles got renamed Crypto.com Arena. That's huge.
Let's go.
The Sacramento Kings, just like Ben was talking about, another basketball team, they even mined crypto within their own stadium. They started.
Inter just got rid of Pirelli for a little bit of $ Inter. What's going on?
Exactly. But in the UK, when The Guardian broke this story, a whole different approach was met to it, and people were not happy. Even the tone of the article seemed like they were against the whole idea.
Grow up, baby. The future's here. The future is here. You can't hide. You can't run. We are out here.
But I think the reason that people were showing hesitancy was because of who was behind it. I think as an organization, if we come together as huge supporters of the sport with the purpose of purchasing a club, we will have a different reception.
And I mean, you touched on how, there was a group of fan bases that a group of the fans were like happy that this takeover is coming in. But like in every group, in every association, every organization is going to have a group of members that don't believe in like the current ownership. And so I don't even think that those fans are necessarily backing, the project and the idea. I think it was just more against their current owner who they're just unhappy with. Right. And they just want to change. Right. And so who knows if this is the direction to go in terms of giving, ownership back to the fans. I don't think it necessarily is. It's just a unique way of having singular ownership. It's just like refacing it, which is really interesting because it's still within the scope of the space and everything, and utilizing, you know, the Web3 technology and everything, but it's not exactly, it's not it, you know?
CIVITAS is going to have the most loved owners, because when we lose games, who the hell are people going to blame? They're the owners, bro. That's crazy. You can't be like, who are you going to say out? Yourself out? Sell your share then. What's going on? You know, nobody can whine about the ownership here.
Going to be a lot of
you are your own owner. Yeah. Go look in the mirror if we lose a game, all right? Go look in the fucking mirror.
I mean, that's a huge thing, RB, you bring up is like they themselves, like, are they to blame? So it goes into like what can they have a say in, like in terms of structuring the team, the team ownership as a DAO is we don't yet know like what specific things they should be able to vote on, how exactly it's structured, right? Like you still need a person in place, like you still need like a GM to manage certain things. So you're not going to make changes every week, every month. It's going to be longer periods. So right now we're in such early stages on deciding how this is going to be even structured. And like a big thing again, comparing what we're doing with Crosshouse is they're trying to figure out, like, in order to prove that a DAO can own a professional team, would it maybe even make sense to first purchase a very low level team in whatever league it may be, like similar to, you know, what Bradford is doing with getting like a League 10 team, Division 10 team for 500,000, however much they purchased it for, right? Because that's much more realistic. And if you can prove out that concept, then you can go and, you know, purchase a much higher team, because you know that the structure of a DAO-owned team actually
works. That's a good point. Yeah. It's
much harder in the NBA though, because of how close the circle is and how it's a monopolized structure.
Absolutely.
For sure. The football world is just much more open, and it has much more breakdown in divisions and possibility.
You know, the year that Juventus purchased Dybala for 40 million, Inter were also looking at Dybala, but they decided to sign Kondogbia for 40 million. All right. If I'm the sporting director of CIVITAS FC, I'm putting a poll out there and I'm saying Kondogbia or Dybala 40 million. And I'm going to trust the people to choose Dybala 40 million. And that's an example of a way that it could happen. You know, you're looking at two players around the same price. Your GM has narrowed it down. Your sporting director has narrowed it down. What do the people think now? You know what I mean? Two great options.
That's exactly how it should be.
I agree.
I hope you're watching this shit, you garbage motherfucker.
And another story.
Oh my God.
If there was a group of people like us who love the sport so much, we could have bought Palermo at the time and prevented them from going into administration and just dissolving as a club. Because there is no Palermo. Remember that my guy Fabrizio Micoli?
Oh my God, bro.
Wasn't he involved in some like gang?
Yeah,
mafia.
He was in the Italian mafia. He was in the Sicilian mafia.
Never forget that FIFA 13 Micoli Ultimate Team card. Oof.
Woo.
Oof. Incredible.
Talk about it, baby.
Incredible.
But yeah, no, that's really the big thing, is that we can purchase a team anywhere in the world. And, you know, these people that are trying to buy an NBA team, for example, we're talking billions of dollars. And it's very much a singular process. And there's kind of one direction to go. For us, we can talk 500,000, we can talk 1 million, we can talk 10 million. We're not limited. It just depends on how the movement goes, how much traction we pick up, and, you know, how quickly people join and how quickly we can build out this community. So we need you, baby. This episode is titled "We Need You," and we need you badly. We want you to join. We want you to get out here.
Uncle Sam meme where he photoshopped his face poorly in the.
Listen, Snapchat editing. Come on, don't sleep. Don't sleep on Snapchat editing. All right. Any other last thoughts on this crypto talk sesh?
Again, it's not exactly, you know, ideally what we would fit the mold as, which is good because, you know, we're a unique, you know, process and, you know, whole collaboration organization, but it's just cool to see, you know, other stories within this space. It just shows that it's all evolving, you know.
It's easy to fit into the mold. It's never easy to be the first one. It's never easy to be called crazy, you know, because sometimes people don't understand ambition, so they call that crazy. But when you're a visionary and you see into the future, this isn't crazy at all, baby. We are here. Yes, all right. Let's get into some transfer talk, some football news, some football banter. I'm hearing some wild rumors going on at Arsenal today. Crazy. Just talk to us, Joel. Joel, come on, talk to us.
You know, this by emphasizing again that we're all together here first and foremost because we're footy fans, and so always looking at the news, what's going on. This week was a great week for games this weekend. I'd like to start off first by saying, Sorry, Faraz. I'm gonna 5 tokens in the future because of Kevin De Bruyne's outstanding goal against Chelsea at the Etihad. Finished 1-0 on this Saturday morning, at least for us, Eastern US time. What do you guys think of the game? I thought it kind of really solidified City's dominance now, really lengthening their lead at the pack, in front of the pack. But Faraz, I want to get your take. What went wrong for Tuchel's side?
Man, it just ruined my whole weekend. It was the first game of the whole weekend. 5:30 or 6:30 a.m. in the morning, I have to wake up, and I end up with the worst loss possibly this season because of how badly we were dominated. I think something needs to change, man. The players need to step up, or the system needs to change. I think we have some quality. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He's haunting you. No, I mean,
I'm calling to you. Come back.
Stop.
You know what you need. You know what you want. You know what you missed.
Speaking of the Belgian talisman, I don't know. There was a lot of, everyone was really hyped, at least Chelsea fans, even Premier League fans in general, that he was coming back to Chelsea, going to play that, pinnacle role that I think, people thought that Chelsea was maybe missing, like an out-and-out striker when Timo didn't really fit the bill. But now you look at their performances recently, especially with him. Yeah, he dominated Arsenal his first game back because, who wouldn't dominate that Arsenal backline? But he's not really fitting into that mesh in that position. Yeah. Faraz, you think their best lineup now, Chelsea, is without him at that striking position?
No, I disagree. He's out. For me, he's still a top 5 forward in the world when he's
I agree with you there, but I'm saying in this formation,
fam, I can't let this blasphemy go on. Conte is a top 5 manager in the world. Pintus is a top 5 physical expert in the world. He got him this greatness. It's Pintus and Conte right here. It's not actually Lukaku. And let me tell you, Inzaghi's tactics would have made Lukaku look better. But Lukaku in the Premier League under Tuchel, come on, fam. Don't talk to me about this.
Faraz, what do you gotta say?
Come home.
Let him speak.
I disagree. He has all the physical qualities. Maybe his touch needs a little bit more working, but other than that,
always been like that.
Everything is there. Everything is there. He's mentally there. He's such a professional. He's a team player. I don't know what's wrong. I think it's the system, to be honest with you. Because under
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
We need to go with 2 up front, somehow get him and Werner, or him and another speedy guy, maybe Mount, to play a little bit deeper and to play off of each other. But
I think that would be best for you guys, to be honest.
Sky Italia interview, it came in such a bad time. He scored against Brighton. He came off the bench for Aston Villa and dominated, scored and assisted. And that interview came out, and then he got dropped against Liverpool. If that never happened, I really believe we would have beaten Liverpool with him in the lineup and at least more competitive against City.
Bro, he's always had a problem against big teams, and let's just call it like it is. Other than that PSG, that masterclass against PSG in the Champions League, that's the one time he really stepped up in a big game situation. And if you want to call the Milan derby a big game, I'm more scared of Sassuolo these days than AC Milan. I'm not going to lie to you. So it's the truth. Sassuolo's out here.
We got to take it easy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. It's like, I'll score against Brighton. That's fine. Like, he's expected to score against Brighton. You paid that much money for him. You're calling him top 5 in the world. Like, if he doesn't score against Brighton, then there's a real issue there. But is he going to score against Manchester City? No.
Speaking of Brighton, Chelsea held to another, draw against the Brighton side this season. So, the gap is just slowly becoming larger and larger, at least between the London club and this Manchester club. Liverpool, seeing as they're really the only ones competing now. For my sake, I love it. I love when we have this tasty lead ahead. It lets us focus on other things, just showing that we're, City's boom, click, title contending, just the mindset of it all. I love it. I love Pep.
We're not ready for a consistent run. Chelsea's not ready for a consistent run of a whole year yet to perform. We did 5 months under him, new manager, new vibe, but it's just not.
I'm saying he needs some time. I don't think they need to criticize him so much. I think he's not been there for that long, and if he's achieved tremendous things, with that Champions League, as much as it pains me to say it, he achieves a lot with that Champions League. After being there for 5 months, so give him a couple of years, he's going to turn that side into a really, really consistent team. Anyway, that was the headline.
One sec. I got one last thing to say about Chelsea. Last point about Chelsea. Listen, I'm not going to say a word about Inter. If you look at the history of Chelsea Football Club, it is the history of Chelsea Football Club. They always have these bursts of excellence. They'll go on, they'll win the Champions League. They'll go on, they'll win the league. But it's never really a sustained era of dominance. It's not like the crazy Manchester United runs from back in the day. So, and you can really tell it's just a team that's throwing money because they're throwing money. They're not always making the smartest investments. You can always see that in the strikers. If the players really want to fight for the badge and build something strong there, they can. But right now, it kind of feels like PSG in the Champions League. Like, just throw more money, see if the problems go away.
Well,
it's not going to go away that way.
I'll push back on the consistent era of dominance as a historian of footy. From 2004 all the way to 2012, we made every semifinal of the Champions League. We were in the semifinal every single year except one.
I'm talking about Premier League, like extended Premier League dominance, like winning the Premier League back to back to back. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not talking about just.
No, we won back to back, and we were.
No one's ever done it back to back to back. That still United's to hold as their legacy is whittling away. City's gonna get it soon. We'll say that's top. Another time we can do a whole episode on this stuff. I want to make on other news in the Premier League. We touched on it last week. Transfers coming in. Felipe Coutinho, for us a skeptic at first, came off the bench. United 2-0 up, provided an assist. Although it didn't count on Fantasy Premier League, so if you had Coutinho, sorry that he didn't get that assist. And a goal with Ramsey really helping as well. Were you guys surprised that he, really contributed? I thought it was really cool. It was really nostalgic for me to see him back.
I wasn't surprised. I think it makes sense. Him and Gerrard. I didn't want to say anything on you guys hating on him last week.
Don't be scared, bro. Talk your truth.
Top player everywhere he's been a top player at Barcelona. Unfortunately, just hadn't meshed because of certain things, injuries and so forth. But overall, I think he's always been a top class player, and I'm super happy to see him continue to ball out at Aston Villa. And
nice.
So I'm excited.
We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see if Suarez joins the ranks this January. That would be just stupid, but it would be great for the Bants and whatnot. Other news in the Premier League. Rafa Benitez finally sacked by Everton, after their terrible run. I'm sure Luca Digne is laughing his ass off right now, to be honest. Other news, not Chelsea, we talked enough about them. Arsenal Spurs game called off because of an Arsenal request based on COVID cases, injuries, etc. What do you guys think about this? And I think this is a good segue to kind of lead into this whole Arsenal controversy with these yellow cards and stuff. Talk to me. What do you guys think?
I wonder if there's a bet on Arsenal postponing the game, so they have to postpone the game.
That's they're gonna look into it.
Don't say that. Oh my god.
Man, you start us off here. What do you think, Doug?
Yeah.
I think who I think the player is too, by the way, Arvo.
Yeah, come on, bro. Don't talk to me about that. All Albanian men are innocent until proven guilty by court of law.
My boy Granit.
It wasn't him. And I'll tell you, free Granit Xhaka right now. I'm seeing these rumors circulating. I believe that Arteta is getting dirty money by these betting companies, by the Emiratis.
Arsenal didn't. They just took advantage of a rule that the Premier League implemented. They said earlier in the season, 13 players is all you need to have. 13 players is what you need to have a squad that's able to play a game. The other leagues, La Liga only has 5. You need 5 professional, first team players in order for a game to happen. The Premier League set their precedent, and now teams are taking advantage of that rule.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame Arsenal for they're just why, they're just following the rules, like you said. It's in their best interest to make sure they're best prepared, and so if they can have some loophole to make them better prepared for a game,
100%.
They're going to go into with the weaker lineup. Why not take that? So I think they got a lot of stick out of that, as they always do. Interesting with this whole yellow card thing coming out.
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about the yellow. Let's not throw the shark in the water. Let's talk about the yellow cards.
These things never really escalate. They never really turn into anything. But I don't know. I didn't really read so much on the story. Arby, did you read a little more about it?
I read about it, and I'm here to tell you guys right now, Xhaka is innocent. Maybe that's biased, maybe that's not. But that's what I'm here to tell you. I'm joking.
To touch on Xhaka, I saw the funniest stat, and it was this is my favorite stat I've seen today, is that Xhaka has written more Instagram apology notes for Arsenal than he has scored goals for Arsenal or something like that. Just based on his red cards and the whole
he's a regista. He's not there to score goals. He's not there to score goals. Okay, it doesn't matter. Listen, I'll give you guys some insight. Listen.
Not even compare Pirlo's position to that clown.
He's a regista, bro. He's a regista. But
talk to us. What?
So regarding this issue, right? The smart money is to always bet on Granit Xhaka getting a yellow card. He's just there. He's in the action, and he's a little bit hot-headed sometimes. I'll admit that, right? So people bet on Granit Xhaka getting a yellow card, okay? Now you don't need some random weird foul, like delayed free kick to give Granit Xhaka a yellow card. That's what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with Granit Xhaka. Like, Arsenal's not playing the books. People are accusing Granit Xhaka of fixing the game, essentially, just for bettors, just because he didn't pass on a free kick and he had a lot of options to pass to, and he was just holding the ball for a bit, so he got yellow carded. When he could literally just make a shit tackle like he does sometimes and get a yellow card anyway. So it's just a crazy conspiracy theory. It has nothing to do with Xhaka. This is wild.
Well,
wild.
It's not named who the player that is under investigation is.
They think it's him, though.
The bookies in England just notified the FA about irregularities within betting habits of certain bettors regarding players getting yellow cards for Arsenal. Now,
listen,
I don't know exactly who it is or what it is, but I personally am against all this. I think bettors and bookmakers have insider trading within themselves and do a lot of shady shit between each other that is not under investigation, because they just generate so much revenue as a business, and the players are blamed for it. Last year, when Trippier got caught because he was just talking to his buddies about his transfer to Atletico Madrid, and he got suspended 10 games because one of his buddies put down money that he's going to move to Atletico Madrid. It's not his fault, but he was targeted because he's a name, he's a profile, and he has the money and the time to be suspended.
At the same time, though, if that's not confirmed, like, he should know better or should be instructed by his legal team, his agency, like, to keep the wraps on that. I don't care if you're telling your best friend from childhood, like, you should know better. Then it's like up to his judgment to talk about that. Anyway, moving on from this, we've still got so many stories we want to touch on.
Free Xhaka.
We'll see how this all escalates further. I'm looking forward to reading more about it. Well, that's enough for the Premier League. I wanted to touch quickly on the FIFA Best Awards which come out. I still don't really know the difference between exactly the Ballon d'Or and the best and then this and then that and the worst and whatever it is.
Don't compare the best and the Ballon d'Or, bro.
They were one organization that eventually split off in 2018, I think, after the Ballon d'Or organization in France, or France Football, didn't come to an agreement with FIFA. But FIFA and the French Football Federation, they were together. They had the Ballon d'Or as one award, but then 2018 they couldn't come.
They had a little nasty breakup.
They created their own.
Listen, show me 5 people that take the FIFA Best Award seriously, and I'll show you 5 liars. Nobody takes that award show seriously. Who?
Yes.
Well, anyway, Lewandowski won it back-to-back. You got to feel a little happy for him in this case, because there was a lot of hate towards him not winning this recent Ballon d'Or. Even though I personally think that the GOAT, Lionel, deserved it. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, depending on how many people watch this video. Anywho, that was good. I wanted to talk to you guys. Have you guys seen this best lineup that they had? They had 11 with no tactics, nothing, just straight vibes, 3 in the back.
Tell the people what was in that lineup. Can you tell us what was in the lineup? For those of us who don't give a fuck about the FIFA Best Awards.
I'm gonna pull it up, because I don't want to quote myself wrong. FIFA Best 11. Let's do it.
All I know is that Mendy was given the Best Goalkeeper Award, and yet the keeper in that 11 was Donnarumma.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify. I didn't understand that. I saw this.
Yeah, how does that make any sense? That doesn't even make any fucking sense, FIFA Best Awards.
Exactly. Mo Salah was voted third as the 3rd best player of the year, and yet he wasn't in the lineup for the 11.
Exactly.
The FIFA Best Awards aren't even going by their own best. The best of what? Best of what, fam?
I was Erling Haaland in the 11, which he didn't do anything for his country, and he had a great season, but Kylian Mbappe took his country to the round of 16 and scored 70 goals in all competitions, and he's not in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe it's FIFA Best ratings. All
right.
FIFA,
anyway,
literally.
If you haven't seen it, it was Gigi Donnarumma as keeper, Alaba, Bonucci, and Diaz as your back 3. Pretty solid. De Bruyne, Jorginho, and Kante as your midfield 3. And then with 4 in attack, you had Lewandowski as your right wing. You had 2 strikers, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Erling Haaland on the left. Seems like a FIFA player's wet dream. I don't think that team would do that well on paper.
They threw the kitchen sink.
Yes, but
they threw the kitchen sink at the moment.
They threw the kitchen sink at it, basically. Anyway.
All of these awards are BS. This is a team game. I don't even believe in any of them.
Except for Schneider. You should have won the 2010.
No, that one's BS too.
Yeah.
What do you think? What should it be then? There should be awards, but it's a complete mess all over.
Listen,
how should it be voted on?
What's that kid's name? Pedri on Barcelona? My great nation of Albania, yes, Albania, voted Pedri as the 5th best player in the world for the Ballon d'Or rankings, bro.
All right,
what
so
the fuck?
The key is to just not let Albanians vote.
Don't let Albania vote on anything. These guys shouldn't even be voting for their own prime minister, bro. Fuck you, Edi Rama. What's going on? No, cut that. No, I'm kidding. We're getting political. What's up? No, it doesn't matter though. Listen,
No,
don't let Albanians vote.
I
Don't
would
let
say
Albanians
players
vote.
for each other as their peers, but even that, like in the PFA, the PFA Player Awards proves to you that they don't even know what they're doing. Like, why was Van Dijk chosen ahead of Kevin De Bruyne the year they had the 100-point season?
Yeah, I also agree with that. I mean, personally, obviously, I'm going to agree with that. You know why?
Stop.
Because come on.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, some further news to touch on Atletico. I mean, Real Madrid won the Supercopa de España, beating Athletic Bilbao 2-0 in the final. Just a trophy along the way for them. Let's see how many they rack up with Ancelotti this season. AFCON, Cup of Nations still going on. The group stages are finishing up now. We have some teams already booking their places in the round of 16, where I think it gets much more interesting. Cameroon, Senegal, Morocco, Nigeria, all through to the round of 16. Cote d'Ivoire had to wait to book their place because of an insane error from their second choice goalkeeper in the dying seconds of the game to fumble the ball. If you haven't seen that, go look up the highlights of that game. It is quite literally hilarious. Poor guy.
Bro, AFCON is insane to watch. You'll see teams that you've never heard of actually putting the work on some of the bigger teams in the league. These games are really close. And they're guys from all over some of the lower leagues, and they are just running these big teams over, and it's insane to watch. It's crazy.
Algeria couldn't beat Sierra Leone, and they lost to Equatorial Guinea.
Dude,
it's
Comoros beat Ghana 3-2.
I saw that.
They had never, ever scored a goal at the AFCON Cup of Nations before, and they scored 3 against Ghana to knock them out. I think they're out.
Doesn't it make you sad when you see Ghana after the 2010 World Cup run?
I still think about that, man. With that handball, I remember exactly where I was when I was watching that.
Can you guys see this?
12-year-old boy.
Can you guys see this?
I sure do.
That's Comoros. That's the Comoros jersey. Let me tell you guys, that's an Umbrio logo next to an Adidas logo. These motherfuckers have fake jerseys. That's what we're working with, and they still put the work on Ghana. This is the greatest competition in the world, maybe, just because it's fucking wild. This is insane stuff happening here.
Round of 16 is going to happen soon. Keeping updated with that.
Crazy.
There's so much going on in the footy world. Sadly, we don't have enough time to recap it all. But if you're like us and lovers of the game, you're going to be following this day in, day out. Honestly, the content writes itself, guys, and we're just here to talk about that, get our biased opinions on everything, throw some banter around, talk about Inter 25% of the time because Rocky Bobby's right there and Frauds Rodney's right there. But anywho, thanks for joining us for this. I think we're going to wrap up this segment with some more news on CIVITAS FC if you guys want to take it away.
Yeah. Let's get to it, baby. So listen, right now we're looking to build out the community. Oh, we got a beautiful comment here from the people. I got to read this out. Rice. All right. So Stu Mac, the homie. Thank you, Stu Mac, for sending this in. Rice reported 100 million hides behind Klish. Vlasic had his pocket picked for third Leeds goal. He fails to offer selfless angles, much like Southampton also shipped 3. An English Xhaka. Listen, Stu Mac, I don't appreciate this anymore. I didn't know where that was going. You had me in the first half, then you lost me in the second half. Don't shit on Xhaka.
We didn't touch on that West Ham Leeds game, but that was also a pretty good game.
Rice is a baller, man. 100 mil is too much, but that boy's a beast, man. You got to appreciate he just controls the game for West Ham. Without him, they'd be nowhere.
And for England as well.
These prime players with their overinflated price tags, it's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Listen, though, we're going to wrap up with some beautiful talk about CIVITAS. So what we're looking to do right now is we're looking to build out this community. We're looking for the best of the best. We're looking for web designers. We are looking for people to host podcasts. We are looking for people that just have ideas and visions behind where this can go. All ideas are open, and you can contribute in any way, shape, or form. If you say, listen, Rocky Bobby, I think that this could be done, you let Rocky Bobby know. Rocky Bobby wants you, baby. Rocky Bobby wants you. So you just shoot it out. Ben, bro, what are we really looking for in the community to grow right now?
Yeah, right now, again, it's just about getting more content out there, fixing things like the website, getting more engagement on the Discord, creating ways for people to interact. So there's going to be a lot of different stuff where, again, we just need these roles to be filled. We're going to get more people on to interview, to talk more, to educate more people about the space, about how we're trying to build this community. And again, that's where we're at right now. So a lot more content to come and a lot more ways for people to get involved in any way they want.
And we're going to have all these tasks up on the Discord. I can't stress this enough. Look at the Discord, man. Just look at it. I know that some people aren't even used to it. They haven't been on there before. It's weird at first, but just like your Twitter group chats, just talk in there, just do your thing and go through the little channels and see what we have. The tasks are huge, and we're also going to be posting a bunch of roles that we need to fill. My boy Stu Mac is just out here, bro. What's up? What are you saying to us, bro? Rice was relegation fodder for 2 seasons before Suchek arrived, and Scotland's midfield Gilmore, McGinn, and McGregor ran him ragged. He ain't all that. He plays for 2 ultra-defensive coaches. Okay, that's a lot of hate. This man, is this like...
He's just...
What did Rice do to you, bro? What did Rice do? Like, I just feel the animosity, the venom here. It's all about hating Rice. This is wild, man. This is wild. What did Rice do to you?
Anyway.
Tell your friends about this project and let the community grow. Anything is possible as our numbers grow.
Yep.
100%. Listen, and since we had the technical difficulties, we're actually going to post this on the channel because it wasn't live this time. Next time it's going to be live. It's going to be nice and smooth. So people like Stu Mac can provide balance. It's not hate, it's balance.
That's a beautiful way to end it.
A very peaceful way to end it. It's not hate, it's balance. And that's what it is.
Rice for Ballon d'Or.
So keep an eye on the Twitter account, keep an eye on the Discord, keep an eye on the link tree. We're gonna have everything up. All right, get that out of here, bro. Get that out of here, bro. Hey, come home. Get Gullit out of here. What is Gullit doing here? All right, Stu Mac has one parting word for us. Busquets came from Barcelona B when they were broken. Prior to him at 19 winning the treble, he was never rated 100 mil. Okay, so is Rice better than Busquets? Okay, there's been crazy inflation in the game, boys. There's been crazy inflation in the game. That's a talk for another day. We're signing off. It's been a great time, and stay tuned.
Peace.
This is CIVITAS. Where will you be